Hey everyone, it's Karen from Roving Reader, and I just wanted to do a quick check-in with you to tell you, if my cat doesn't destroy my camera, what I have been up to, what I've been reading. So, as you guys know, now that's what I call summer readathon is almost over. We actually only have 9 days left, I think. This is the version I edited so that my students could participate. But anyway, have I watched cartoons and eaten cereal in my jammies? No, so that still needs to happen. I have not read a book that I wanted to get to as a kid, so that needs to happen. I have danced to a 90s playlist. That was interesting. I think my last video or the one before I talk about how I used to listen to country and I didn't even like country and how inappropriate it was. Anyway, I did read a book about cool teens. I read a book that takes place in summer. I read a mystery. That was the Bill Gates book about climate change because that is definitely a mystery that needs to be solved. I did not mail a postcard yet, so I still need to get to that. I did receive a postcard, which was amazing. Thank you so much. Then I read a comic or graphic novel or infographic, the one about diverse spines. And I did not build a fort yet. So I have a few things left to get to, but basically only one book challenge, and then the rest are just kind of, you know, extra challenges. By the way, the postcard was from Alex, so thank you so much, Alex. Like, guys, if you haven't checked out her channel, I'm just so grateful that she is making videos now because I felt like she commented for a long time, and you guys, I freaking love my commenters. Like, please, if you haven't left a comment, please leave a comment so I can get to know you, because like the best part about booktube is making new friends. But when someone actually also makes a channel, then it's a lot easier to get to know them. However, I'm also good at getting to know people through Instagram and through VOXER, so yeah, we can hang out that way as well. It's all good. Okay, and then I want to talk about the most recent book I read. So from MLK Day until the end of February, I'm reading only books by Black authors. And I just finished Emergent Strategy, which is by Adrienne Maree Brown. This book was amazing. I have loads of notes, so I'm going to talk about it right now. The thing is, it's such a simple book, and also so over my head at the same time. I don't even know how to explain it. Like, the author is absolutely brilliant. So I guess I'll just explain it in my own words, and then I'll go back to my notes and see what I forgot. But basically, Emergent Strategy is nonfiction. It's about how our world is in a hot mess of trouble, right? We have racism, we have climate change, we have all this stuff going on that's not okay. And basically, we need to look towards nature to figure out what patterns and what systems and things like that nature has that can help us solve these problems. And like, it's not like we're trying to, like, what's that word, anthropomorphize, or we're not trying to like make nature all about us, but we're trying to like genuinely learn from it. Like, nature is pretty intelligent, which is something I have more thoughts on, but like, there's a beautiful design and a beautiful way that nature just exists, and we need to learn from it. So just to quote the book, Adrienne says, Emergent Strategy is a way that all of us can begin to see the world in life code, awakening us to the sacred systems of life all around us. So yeah, basically that there's all these like complex situations that can be solved just by looking towards nature. The book is broken into a lot of different, I'm gonna see if I can find it, like a bunch of different like kind of noticings from nature that we can really like embody. And I think it's on page 15 what I'm trying to get to. She also is super into Octavia Butler. So there's tons of like science fiction sort of references, and like basically this whole idea came from Octavia Butler's books. And yeah, so I need to read her books as well. Okay, so basically these are lessons that are from Octavia Butler, or I think this is actually a poem from Octavia Butler, and then she has connections to nature. So Octavia Butler says, all successful life is adaptable, opportunistic, tenacious, interconnected, fecund, understand this, use it, shape God. And then on this side, according to each line, the author has the different parts of the book. So she talks about fractals. She talks about being adaptive, nonlinear, resilient, transformative justice, interdependent and decentralized, creating more possibilities, scholarship and reflection, practice, experiment, and intention. So you can see how, like, while this book is simple about how we need to learn from nature to solve the problems in today, it's also very complex. I would say the biggest part of this book is just to like love people and to deeply connect with people and to put yourself out there, just to build those relationships. And like the deeper your relationships are, the better you're going to be able to work together, collaborate, and solve problems. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I would like to say about this. She says our relationships should be measured by their depth. All that you touch, you change. All that you change changes you. That's from Octavia Butler. And also another good quote was, science fiction is simply a way to practice the future together. So I would like to read more science fiction. She talked about healing trauma happens when trauma is genuinely listened to. And the part that I found, I think, the most interesting was just about fractals. So I'm already obsessed with fractals. Fractals, if you don't know, are like when things are like the same on a small scale as they are on a large scale. So if you think about like broccoli, there's tons of tiny florets and then it gets bigger, and or like trees, how the branches keep splitting, stuff like that. That's fractals. They're all over nature. And so trying to apply fractals to our own lives, basically we need to focus on ourselves, and then we need to go out, 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 out. And so there was an amazing quote, transform yourself to transform the world. So I think I'll leave it at that. I have a bunch of other quotes. This entire book is like, oh, so highlighted. But yeah, like I said, a really basic book, and also really like way over my head. I hung out with Lindsay last night for 3 hours. I didn't realize it was so long. Just hanging out with other people, reading books, doing like reading sprints and stuff like that. And we also did these challenges like Would You Rather, but with bookish questions. And yeah, I can't even remember exactly what they were, but basically like, would you rather read one book a year? Or would you rather read as many books as you wanted to read this year, but never be able to read a book again after this year? And there's a whole bunch of questions kind of relating to that and similar themes. And like, this is a book that would be a great pick to read for an entire year because it's so small, but like you would be able to read it over and over and over and over and get new things out of it and change your life in different ways based on what stuck out to you in that current reading and stuff like that. So anyway, super good. I have to go on a hike for work. I'm just tagging along with a naturalist. Basically, there's a program I wanted to go on anyway, and then I decided that I could shadow her because then I would get paid. But it's like negative, well, I looked it up on my phone. It is freezing. And I think it was like negative something degrees Celsius. Like, it is so freaking cold. And it just snowed a little bit, not a ton, but it's just like the winds are howling and it's really, really cold. So I'm dressed super warm. I'm not in my uniform I'm supposed to wear, but you know what? I'm not going to freeze. So there's that. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and hopefully I'll check in with you soon with whatever other book I read next, and also with me completing my challenges for the Now That's What I Call Summer Readathon. Have an amazing weekend. I will see you guys soon. Bye.